Gales Point Manatee, popularly called Malante, is located on the inland peninsula of the Southern Lagoon in Belize district. Malante is historically acknowledged as a secondary maroon settlement that emerged in the mid 18th century. The village's relative isolation presented the opportunity to retain African heritage and traditions that have survived. To this day, the Gales Point Malante community of approximately 400 residents proudly celebrates Creole cultural manifestations through Bram, Sambai, and Kunjai.
Well, the Sambai, as you know, is the uh, tradition dance of Gales Point of the village here, and it's the most significant one that is played today. And the origin, we believe that our roots come from Nigeria, from the Igbo people. So the Sambai, as we know it, come from West Africa, from the Igbo people, and might even come from other region as well. But we believe it's surely come from Nigeria. And it's a rhythm that is played 2 days before the full moon, on the full moon, and 2 days after the full moon. The reason be, this rhythm was played before we plant the crop for good growth and good harvest. Christmas time is when we have the Brahmin. It's a culture that developed here. Sometimes after Sambai, we also go into Brahmin because the party, not people don't want to end the party so quick, so we do Brahm. But the way how the Brahm was started, before the people settled on the peninsula here, they were living in the mountains. Because remember, we are runaway slaves, and they were living along the banks of the Manatee River. And they used to go from, when around Christmas time, they would go from house to house and stop at this house. The people prepare for that. They have food, they have drinks, local wine, and then they would Bram on one side of the banks from this house till they reach the last house on the top. And then the next day, which is the Boxing Day, they would start from the top and come down to the bottom of the last house. So when slavery and everything abolished and they moved to the peninsula, they brought that tradition still here. So now they go from the tip of the peninsula all the way to the top of the village from house to house and jump, sing and dance. Yeah. And eat.
And drink.
And the songs, they are, like I say again, they are call and respond. They are traditional folk song that people bring from our ancestors from way back. And those still go on. And we can also make new songs. Sometimes some people just come up with some lyrics and make some new songs. So we don't stick to one set, but we have more additional song. Maybe every year we have another song or two. Somebody have a song and they sing it and people like it and they catch the words, and that's become a Christmas song, a rock down song.
The whole village come out, and then it amazed me seeing everyone enjoying the culture and singing and dancing to the music and the drum. And like when we, like, sometimes you go out there and people like don't know nothing about Creole and nothing about the culture, and that get me excited to speak about it. As a tour guide, I would like, come to Gales Point, I'll give you a free tour about my culture and about my village, and I'll show you what it's about.
The history of the Bram can be traced back to the early 1700s when enslaved Africans were brought to extract logwood, mahogany, cedar, and other timbers from the Belize's forests. This often resulted in men being away from their families for most of the year. Over time, the Christmas season therefore served as the greatest opportunity for communal recreation. As these festivities continue to reunite family and friends from near and far through music, dancing, and feasting, it has changed over the years.
Well, first and foremost, I learned here in the village. My guru, my teacher, his name was Irvin Vernon, better known as Shah. From a very young age, my family, my great-grandfather, my grandfather, they were musician, drummer. So it was part of my family. And me, that is My family, we are considered to be griot. We are historian of our culture. So it's my duty now to carry this tradition on and teach it to the younger people after me. So this music don't die as we do, live on. We have another drummer in the village where can consider to be master drummers because they have the knowledge and they've been playing over 30 years. But me and Randolph and Green, we were the main guy that have the music still alive today.
Growing up here in Gales Point, as a little girl, they used to always have Sambais on weekends and on Christmas time. And I was someone that always passionate about my cult. I love my culture, and I always watch and I learned. And from the time I was like about 6, 7, I knew most of the song and the dances, and I just participated. I attended drum school with Mr. Emmett. He take me like we go places and perform. Like when I go to high school and we like they let us perform the Sambai and the Bram. Like when they have events, I always like ask my principal, can we do a little cultural presentation? And I get like my nieces and my nephews and some of my friends, and we go and we do cultural presentations.
The rhythm of the Sambai is the drummer. The drummer start to play the rhythm of the Sambai, and by the drummer start to drum, you could stand up right there. Then that music get inside of you. When you do that, and then when the music get inside, then you start to do the dance. And then the drummer, he going to see that you with the rhythm, and he going to take you to that high. And you going to get so high that you like in a trance, just doing your thing in a trance, and and it's a good feeling.
We here they try preserve this culture, so we not use it for courtship and that no more. We not do that again. We now we get the kids involved, because if we don't get the kids involved, then the culture was dead, and that's what we know want, right? So I always try to teach them, or they watch me and they do it, and so it's really, really important for them to learn, because we don't want the culture to die. So
I learned to do that from the older people. See, like when I was 12 years old, just before the hurricane, the last older drummers we have, these are the older guys, they're in the 80s and 90s and they're drumming. And so when they will drum, we will go there as a little boy, bunch of us, and we stand up there. And we don't dance, and we listen to them, but sooner or later we get to dance because the music moves you.
The songs reflect their experiences. So even though it's an African tradition, the songs reflect their experiences. So again, on my plantation, the axe me Kelly to cross me over, second me Kelly make me own fire stick turn around burn me. That has a history.
My name is Husband Wedge. Born 1927, 31st of January. I hope that Bram and Sambai is recognized by the world.